Hello, bookish friends. It's Ivy Reads, back with another review. Today I finished the book A Feather So Black by Lyra Selene, and this is a Swan Lake retelling. I gave the book 4.5 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. I had a couple issues with the book, but I really, really liked it. I love Swan Lake retellings, and this was a fantastic one. The main character's name is Fia. That's the name that was given to her when she was found in the princess's bed. She is a fey changeling that was swapped for the human princess, and then she was raised as the human high queen's fosterling as a daughter. But they said very quickly that the queen was so grief stricken it took her until Fia was about 8, I think 8 or more before the queen would even tolerate her presence, because she was so grief stricken over losing her own daughter. But very early on, it's quickly evident that the High Queen is giving off Mother Gothel vibes, and the things that she says to Fia and how she's using her and using her desire to be loved and accepted as a way to manipulate her. She often It's often quoted in the book that the Queen says, "Only I know how to love you," as if loving her is such a horrible and difficult task that only the Queen is up to it, because Fae are awful and cannot be loved, and they're monsters and heartless and feeling, and so she's lucky that anyone should love her, especially the Queen. Um, so that was fairly evident early on, and I think it was meant to be so that the reader could watch Fia's discovery of slowly realizing that no one deserves conditional love. Everyone deserves to be loved for who they are, not for what they can do, or what they can give. And that was a very strong theme in this book that I really loved. Fia's best friend is Prince Rogan from a neighboring kingdom, who is engaged to the princess, the daughter of the High Queen, Ayla, who was taken as a baby. Well, toddler? Something like that. And so he is forever off limits because he is Ayla's betrothed. But Ayla's not there. So, in the course of being best friends, they eventually developed into lovers. And then one night when they were about 14, 15, um, he broke her heart when he left and said that she was nothing to him and that he had a duty and he was basically going to marry Ayla. And so the he returns in the present day, where they're somewhere like 1820-ish, I don't remember the exact age, where the High Queen has tasked Prince Rogan with rescuing Princess Ayla, and Fia with the same task, but also the secret task of stealing the Sky Sword from her captor, which is a magical fey relic that contains the powers of wild magic. And with this power, she will be able to cure all the plagues that are dooming their people, and stop the constant wars and infighting that's going on, help secure the crown. It will bring peace and light to everyone, all the good stuff. And in so doing, Fia will have proved herself to the High Queen as being worthy of the love that the Queen has shown her and all the favor that the Queen has shown her. And she will be given a place. She will finally belong, and she will be a trusted advisor and knight for the crown. But it's never said that she'll be a daughter, even though that's what she should have been the whole time. Um, and so, you know, we learn about Fia being abused by the Queen's lover slash advisor growing up, and that this abuse was for her own good because it was going to hone her into a weapon, and that's what would make her useful. Being kind wasn't, coddling her wasn't going to make her useful, so that was important that she was treated poorly. So again, cementing that, teaching her how she deserves to be treated. And so we get to watch through the book Fia learning about love and conditional love and unconditional love and learning to love herself and who she is rather than what she can do or what she can give to someone. And so she and Prince Rogan travel to Tir na which they can only, there's a fortress right on the border, and they can only travel over on the full moon when the veil between worlds is weak. So they get 1 day every month. So this book actually spans like a year or two. Um, and they're traveling over. And so it turns into almost the 12 Dancing Princesses, where you have the Swan Princesses going off to a party and Prince Rogan following them, trying to woo Ayla because Fia basically said, "You're betrothed to her, so we can't be together, even though we were in love in the past." And he's like, "Well, I love you and I'd rather be with you." And she's like, "No, we're not made for each other." And he's like, "All right, fine. But I don't like her." Um, so he goes off, and Fia, meanwhile, tries to get the Sky Sword from their captor, who is named um, it's pronounced Irene, at least in the audiobook, but it is um how is it spelled? Let's see. Da, 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 da. It's spelled like Irian, Irian, but according to the audiobook, which I'm trusting, it's pronounced Irene. So she meets this fae called Irene, who at first is going to kill her, as one does, for trespassing on his fortress. Um, and so she has to figure out how to get the Sky Sword from him and how to break the gesh that's on the Swan Maidens that keeps them bound to Tir na and turning into swans every night. Um, and yeah, that's the book. And I don't know what else to say. It was good. It was fun. The ending I found a tad confusing. In how the resolution happens. Maybe the next book will make it clearer because it is a cliffhanger ending, and so I'm not sure where it will be going from there. I mean, I have an idea, obviously, but it's a great start to a series. Looking forward to the next one.